This is near the end of one of our war issues on tactics. And the question is, I guess, it was for me doing this whole issue. We don't have no tactics. We don't have it. And for bringing all the millions in with us. So anyway, this is our millions. I met them in person. We have them outnumbered. Every few years, the number goes up. 43, 49, 51, now 54 million Americans with disabilities. If you lay all U.S. history end to end, we are the largest minority group in there. The sheer number of us can get us what we want, every unreasonable accommodation we ever dreamed of. Me, I dream of the day we march straight up to the head table and demand what's coming to us, that it be made accessible to us. Housing, real health insurance, transportation, disability benefits a person can live on. Among our demands, abolish the brutal threat of life imprisonment for the crime of having a disability. With 54 million behind us, we could expect and get a guarantee of freedom for all the days of all of our lives. Then, this is the dream. If the millions exist, where the hell are they? I've long been on the lookout for our missing millions. Then, at an ADAPT action in D.C., they showed themselves. In the person of a Josephine citizen, I have to say, look everybody, there she is on the sidewalk! But our multicolored, multi-gendered, multiply freakish hordes were otherwise occupied storming a Nurses Association office building for a good old-fashioned ADAPT takeover. Apparently she worked inside. This wheelchair user who personifies our 54 million worked in that building. And here we came hurtling past her, and what did she do? She morphed from citizen in that yellow submarine cartoon, the one where the siren top monster swivels its head like the exorcist got at it, and howling to her fellow innocent bystanders, I'm not with them, I'm not with them. There's our 54 million. They're not with us. They are the prisoners of compulsory normalcy, and they don't want out. Apparently what they prize is fitting in. Only in their very private moments will you catch them obsessing over their actual fitness for fitting in as they spackle and sand down every hint of nonconformity, every twitch and stumble, any particle of personal being which betrays their tragic monstrosity. Josephine's citizen, our millions personified, was privileged witness to an historic moment when disabled people, unbound, demanded their freedom, and her alarm went off. I'm not with them, I'm not with them. If you haven't come to an ADAPT action, you haven't been to paradise. Haven't seen with your own eyes the disability nation's entire and glorious no-holds-barred humanity, I urge you to join us or prepare if such a thing is even possible. Prepare for the shock of the real. The first thing you notice is guys, gals too, in shorts with leg bags strapped to their bony shins, leg bags with actual pee in them. These characters are moving too, making speed to the next target. You freeze at the first sight. One guy absently scratches his itchy stump. Another one's twisted arms go flailing. A gal motors past on her power gurney. Another pumps food direct to her belly through a plastic tube. It's weird. It is. Medical monster prostheses and hideous science appliances fly along behind, hooked to backpacks right out in the open. And then our nation chants, some of it in robot speak. You hear an under and overtone of low groans and manic shrieks all clobbered up on spastic tongues. You add laughter to that soundtrack, the unbridled lunatic variety with snorts at the end of it. You will also note a certain gleam in the eye and on the loose in our shameless, colorful crowd. No other sights and sounds on earth make me happier than these. Just so as you don't think she's only on display in D.C., Josephine's cartoon caricature of fitting in can be seen in the movement's own poster children for compulsory normalcy among disability consultants and executive directors, should even the notion of anger arise. The however her many millions Josephine personifies don't take this disability deal politically at all. It's personal to them. Their disability is their personal affliction, their burden, or their failing, or the lone dark blotch on their otherwise spotless characters. Their disability is their shame, and they do what humans do with the shameful, keep it hid. That's political suicide, of course, but neither you nor I can coax them out of it any more than we can coax a raccoon out of a tall tree. They're up there, passing for near normal, and they ain't coming down. They have made their peace with compulsory normalcy, the kind of peace Dr. King saw as a negative peace, the absence of tension. By contrast, he said, a positive peace is the presence of justice. Getting to the actual presence of justice requires unseemly behavior, what your garden variety social worker calls acting out. It's a lot to ask of people what our real leaders ask, that they show their anger and lead with their desperation. Both are off limits to people with disabilities, maybe even trained out of them. There is nothing worse, nice people always say, than an angry cripple. The homework life has assigned to me is to create monsters who rise up and fight for their rights, to get more disabled people to cast off personal shame, pivot their point of view, and take their disability politically. This work cannot be done among comfortable people at negative peace with normalcy. I never say can't, and proud of it, but I'm saying it here, C-A-N''T, can't. Organizers like Kathleen and Roland take Josephine to her pivot point. Their method works because they come upon her when she's backed into some corner that she can't pass for near normal her way out of. It's got to be a bad moment for Josephine, who was hoping for help, when our leaders show her a hard row to hoe and hand her the implement. Still, it's her one and only chance to break out of the prison of compulsory normalcy. It's her only chance. To make common cause with other freaks, monsters, and maniacs, for us to fight our way out of life or death corners together. And I love when we